Hi, this is a brief introduction to how to start up Microsoft Visual Studio's Community Edition so that you can start a project and get some code. This is a very brief introduction. I also have a second one on how to use the Microsoft Visual Studio's code, which will include later on also. And first of all, I'm going to share my screen. And then go to Visual Studios. I just started up. If you notice, I have some projects here already open, and I'm going to create a new project. And so then if you notice, then I have here as the default is empty project. If you do not have that, then you can go to all languages and go to C++. And notice then I have a list of projects here, and I'm selecting the empty project because you don't want any overhead. And so I'm just going to go next. Then I'm going to then give it a name like sample. And I'll just allow it to be put into this location. And I don't want to place the solution in the same directory. So I'm going to create it. It takes a while to create. And when I have the project up, then it'll be a totally empty project with nothing in it. And then you should have here on the right-hand side let's see, the Solution Explorer. If you don't have that, then if you just hit View, the first item here is Solution Explorer. It's on the right-hand side. You have no code here, so you're going to have to add a code. And so then I will say Add New Item. And it'll ask me what type of item I want. And eventually we'll get into C++ classes, but for right now, I'm just going to do the source, and I'm just going to call it then sample. So now I have one piece of code with nothing in it. Again, I always have a header with the name of the code, my name, the date, which is, let's see, 21st, I think it is, yes, 21st September. How to create a simple C++ program using Microsoft Studio. And then I need something to close off the initial comment. Notice all the errors go away. Then I need to include a file. And then the IO stream is the one for doing input-output. And also I want to include string, and then each of these would have to be, they're part of the standard library. You'd have to have STD : : in front of these if you didn't use using namespace STD. And then all programs have to begin with a main. In this case, I'm just using it as an int. And then curly brackets then mean that there's a block of code, and I'm just going to give the user an instruction: cout, please type in your name, and then leave enough space afterwards. All statements have to end with a semicolon. And I have to do a cin. Notice that the directions go to where I want to store it. And in this case, I need to then have a variable so I can store something in with string name. And then, so I'm just going to input name. And then I'm just going to have some sort of output. Out. Then I can have multiple inputs, and so I'm just going to do a name, and then I'm going to put a new line in, which is endl. And then because this is an int, I'm doing a return 0. And there are a few more things we can do, but let's just go ahead and see if we can build this. You can see the building is down here. It's built correctly. Then if I want to do a debug, I'll do it a little bit later. But if I want to start debugging, then this should bring up a console window. And unfortunately, the system seems to take a while. But eventually it should print out the first line here. Oops, and I noticed a mistake. So then I'm just going to correct the mistake, and I'll just show you how it runs later on. I showed you how to get it up. So I'm just going to go ahead and then save it. And then try running it real quick again. Okay. And so there are build errors. Oh, okay. I'll need to re-record this because what happened here is this is something you run into at times. Then sometimes if I don't stop something right, the executable remains and I can't overwrite it. And so that's going to be solved in another problem. So we'll just leave it at that. Take care. Oh.